Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial by Shana's Home DIY&Crafts. In today's video, we're going to show you how we did this fireplace. So let's say first the fireplace was like this, and then it went like this, and then I didn't like it anymore, so I get to work. Here we go. So here I am. I did this in February, by the way. I'm very proud of saying in February because I live up north, upstate New York, and we had some warm day in February, and of course, you know, your girl has to get some DIY done. So here I am. I kept looking at this wall and it bothers me. So I'm like, I think I'm gonna bring it up to make this fireplace more full because it's kind of like more than halfway to the ceiling, and I have very low ceiling, so it bothers me. So anyway, this is it. We're outside. We are outside. It's a beautiful day, and of course I have those shiplap, and they're right there. I have my miter saw out. And I have to show you guys how beautiful it is outside. Look at those nice blue sky. It was absolutely gorgeous. Can't believe upstate New York February, but yeah. So now finally I'm editing this video. So hey. So here we are. After getting all these shiplap, I went inside. I measured my measurement on my fireplace where the bricks stop. And with my measurement, I cannot tell you that, but you could look at the tape measurement, take a screenshot of that. If you want to make this, your measurement may not be the same as my measurement, so there's no reason to state here is the exact measurement unless you're building a new fireplace and you want the exact measurement. But then again, your room size may not be, so whatever measurement works for you, go for it. Again, you could take a screenshot of the measurement I showed. So here we are. We're using a 10-inch miter saw, and of course those wood with the type of miter saw, the size saw that I'm using, I have to flip it to get both sides cut. Now I have a bigger miter saw, but it's heavy and I don't want to bring that out. So anyways, here I am. I cut the first piece of shiplap and I brought it inside to make sure, you know, I'm doing the right thing. And from that one piece that I cut, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to measure that one piece and cut the rest off that one shiplap. So that's all I'm doing, and just trying to find where the studs are. I'm using my stud finder to find where the studs are so I could use my brad nailer and nail that in. So that's all I'm doing right there. Sorry, I can't bring the camera any closer. It's on my tripod and I don't have a video man. So that's all I'm doing. Using the stud finder, find where my studs are, and then we use the brad nailer or your nail gun, whatever you want to call it, and snap those in. So I have 4 pieces from the height where my bricks stop to where the ceiling goes, where I have to finish it off with the shiplap. I end up using 4 pieces of shiplap. Now for the measurement, I couldn't use just 2 pieces and cut it in half because of that measurement of my fireplace. Now if you really look carefully, there's something wrong right here, but you live and you learn. I don't know if you can tell what's wrong at this moment. I'm not gonna say it yet, but there's something wrong with this picture right here. So keep watching and I will tell you what's wrong. So again, still using my brad nailer or nail gun to get those shiplap to the wall. Okay, and again, I have to use my stud finder because first I thought I was going to mark a line and but yeah, that didn't work. I'm like, whatever, it's easier to just freaking just do that, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm doing. I'm moving over my little ladder so I could get to the other side. And yep, bang, we shoot that in, boom. You use some muscles there, and boom, bam, bam, bada dum, bam, bam. And there you have it. Okay, it's getting really hot in here, so I had to take my little sweater off, you know. So yeah, so that's all I'm doing. So there we are, still securing the rest of the shiplap, and as you guys could see, we're getting somewhere. And if you're curious about what's those white things that's on my mantle, that's the snow spray flake from I did my mantle for Christmas. So that's what it is. I took all the Christmas stuff down, but I didn't, you know, like clean off the mantle. So don't worry about that. If you want to know what that is, that's what it is. So here we go. What happened was, if you guys notice, my shiplap was too wide. I cut them too long. I cut them to the length of the mantle and not to the length of the brick. So guys, I had to take off all 4 pieces of shiplap back off the wall and go outside and cut. After remeasure and go outside and cut. So now That's what was wrong with that picture. They were all lined up with the mantle, which was way out too much. So I had to cut them and line them up with the brick, not the mantle. The mantle. So anyways, here we go. We have 4 pieces of shiplap. I had to figure it out how to get that top part closed. So I went into my garage, and I don't throw away anything. Everything has a purpose, and I feel like I could use it at some point. So these are some leftover from my kitchen cabinet when they were doing the kitchen. And I went outside and I went for that piece of wood, and I was trying to use that nail gun to put it in. Guys, that didn't work. That piece of wood is hard as a rock. So I'm up there with the drill trying to get that in, and I'm telling you, I was using all the muscles that I could find in the world, and it was hard to get it in. So I put that under the bottom to create that buff out, so I could put this other piece on top. So then again, that other piece, you notice it's already prime and paint because it's finished wood from my kitchen cabinet that I didn't use, and I kept it leftover scrap. And hey, when you're a DIYer, don't throw away anything because it will come in very handy. So again, I had to put that piece under the bottom, and I wish I could have bring the camera closer so you guys could see what I'm talking about, because that piece of wood was just the perfect fit. But it needed something to bring it out so it could close off with the shiplap really nice. So that's how I end up with that there. Pain in the butt. I needed muscle strength for that. So there I am. I'm putting a few screws in because that works better than the nail gun. Like I said, that wood is hard as a piece of rock. And I'm just doing the same thing to both sides to make sure it's not going to fall down. So I put 3 screws. If you look really closely, screenshot and zoom, and I put 3 screws up there to hold it, and I find where the studs are and put those in. So now I'm going to go ahead, and I wanted to nail that other piece on top that's going to finish off how the shiplap look, and I tell you what, didn't work either. I felt like it wasn't the nail, it needed screw. But those pieces of wood, they were very like thick. You see, I couldn't get it up. My nails start getting stuck and everything. Maybe I needed longer nails, I don't know, but anyways, it was a pain in the butt. So you know what, I went ahead and I tried to drill it up there, and even so it was hard. I had to pre-drill it. Even so, it was hard to do. The piece of wood was really hard, or maybe I just needed some man muscle, I don't know, but my little woman muscle was working, so I had to pre-drill, you know. That's all I'm saying, is like pain in the ass. So I went ahead, I went for a hammer. I'm trying to knock it in with a little small nail. That didn't work either. So I'm using like one of those smaller nails to knock that in with the hammer. You know, because I didn't really want to drill in, because that piece of wood, I didn't want to have holes in it. And I tried to do that. That didn't work either. Kept me there with the hammer, trying so hard, trying to hold it up and doing all that. And I tell you, it didn't work. When I say it didn't work, it didn't work. So I had to really, what I did, I used a drill, and I pre-drilled one hole in the center. And then I put it up there. They're beating up with the hammer. Nope, didn't work. Still didn't go through. I'm like, screw this again. Screw this. So I had to put it on the floor where the carpet is. And don't worry, I didn't scratch my other floor. I put it on the carpet, on the floor, or the area rug. And I drill that one hole just to hold it to that piece in the back. And that was good enough for me. So once I was done doing all of that, I also went ahead, and if you keep watching, you'll see I used a little bit of scrap wood again that I had from previous project to tighten up the side. So there I am, still fighting. Now we're drilling in the screw that I told you about, that I mentioned earlier. So there it is. And look at that. Like I said, you see, even with drilling, look at me, I'm on my tippy toe, still couldn't get it in. Ain't that something? So I'm leaving this part to show you guys. Sometimes you guys watch these DIY and it looks so easy. People make it look so easy. Honestly, this was an easy project. Yeah, like a very easy project until I got to the top. That's where the struggle got real. But you know, you could finish this. This is a project you could do in a day, less than even a day, if you have, I guess, the right equipment. Again, my wall did not measure for 5 shiplap. I mean, maybe I could have used a table saw, and cut it in half and cover it, but nah. I really liked how this kind of turned out. So if you keep watching and watch to the end, you will see what I'm talking about and how it ended up turning out really nice. And it gave it that nice, it looks like a little design art going on up there. So here we have these are like corner piece leftover again from project. So different type of projects. So all I'm doing is I'm going up to see if I could tighten up the top right there. And this was a perfect fit, guys. It's literally sit right in there. I didn't have to, if I don't want to, I wouldn't have to glue it or anything. All I needed to do was just cut it, caulk it, and life is good. However, we did glue it. So we're going to take that outside. We're going to cut it to the right piece, and then we're going to put it up. Again, I have more leftover scrap from, by the way, my TV or entertainment wall that I built. I use these to make paneling. You could go ahead and also check that out. It's going to be in the description box below. It's also going to be popping up in the iCard above and at the end of this video. So when you're done watching this video, please go on over and show that video some love as well. Okay, so that's all I did. I went outside and I get them cut. Now I'm back inside, and we're going to use some heavy duty instant caulk glue to put that up. Okay, so that's all I am doing. Yeah, and the struggle got better once I was done with that piece of wood that was just hard as a rock. So we got that measure up, and I'm gonna tell you, I have those caulking gun for the what do you call this? The heavy duty glue. But you know what? I think what happened was it started to squeeze it out on the inner side. Long story short, I wasn't gonna throw it away, so I kept using like a nail to get it out. So I'm just doing all the measurement here. And if you guys notice, I stuck that piece up top that I told you like literally didn't need anything. I just kind of like shove it up there, leave it there, and I'm just doing all the other measurements to cut the side pieces and everything to give it that nice little finished look. So that's all I am doing. And I did this like literally in what, 2 hours, even though the struggle was real. Under 2 hours, prime it, go to work, came back home the next day and did a little bit more to it. So again, how much did it cost me for this project? Not a lot. I had a lot of scrap wood. I would say the only thing I had, I could add into the total cost for this is those shiplap. And not for nothing, I bought those shiplap for a different project, which I changed my mind, and then I end up going to use it in here. Now I know somebody from somewhere is gonna ask, why didn't you get the prime shiplap? Thank you for your suggestion, but this works better for me. Why? It was cheaper. There we go. You can buy the prime one for yourself. Don't worry about me. I had no problem doing this. Okay, don't mean to come off wrong, but I know somebody's gonna say it would be easier. Yeah, again, I didn't buy these for this project, but I use what I have. I'm not going to spend extra money when I already have some shiplap in my garage and I have some paint, can paint it. Okay, wasn't a problem to me, so it shouldn't be one to you. Again, do what you please, I do what I please. So here we are. We're getting those pieces that I had show you for those trimmed and cut, and we're getting those to stay up permanent. So we're using some glue. And they're instant grab, quick and easy instant grab. So once you put that on, it hold that wood and you're just fine where you are. Now that doesn't mean you're gonna go over there and swing on it, but you know, leave it to dry. But it's not gonna fall down. You don't need no clamp or anything like that to hold it up. And you could already see the difference. It start looking, there's no hole, there's nothing up top. It starts sealing in, and all you gotta do at the end is just use a little bit of caulking and touch that up, and life is good. Like we say, we're gonna paint it, so who cares? You won't see the caulking or anything. Caulking is, you know, it's my life. Caulking is life, man. I'm telling you, caulking makes everything look so much better. So here we are. We're doing the corner piece at the side, and just again, like I say, to make it nice and tight, make everything looks right. And here we are. We're using that nail, if you could see, like I said before, to get out the glue out of that can. Cause I ain't gonna listen, man. I'm not gonna throw it away. Call me cheap you want, but I ain't gonna throw it away. And my fireplace is looking nice and it didn't fall down. And I save about $4 to $7, I think, and some gas in my car and some time from going up to the Lowe's. Yeah, that's how we do it over here. Okay, we use what we have and make what we have work. So it's like that's terrible. Now listen, guys. Yeah, it's fine. So that's what we're doing. So listen, you don't have to kill yourself, because it's not, you don't need a lot. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go up there. I have a extra tube, not for nothing, because I'm gonna build another fireplace upstairs. But the thing is, I'm going to open it now, and I'm not going to be using it no time soon until probably in the fall. And then you know what's going to happen? It's going to dry up. It's happened to me. I have so much caulking and silicone stuff that I open, use a little bit, and then leave it in my garage, which is cold, and then it gets dried up. So here we go. We have the caulking, and we're going to just caulk that one of the hole that we use the screw to put that up, and then we're going to tighten up some of those seams, like you can see up to the top, closer to the ceiling, and like the edging where I put those trim piece off, finished corners piece. Just gonna tighten that up with some caulking. Like I say, caulking save life. It's miracle. Caulking is miracle. And I did use it in line for some of those shiplap just to tighten it up, make it look more neat. I know that's your preference. Some people like to see that line. I didn't want to see the line, so I put some in between the shiplap just to tighten that up so it looks nice and tight. And there you have it. That's all I am doing. Now, if it's your first time here, I want to take the time again to say my name is Shana. On this channel, I do a lot of home DIY projects and different type of crafting. And if you like what you see here, and if you made it this far throughout the video, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure when you do so, you turn your notification bell on, therefore you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, type me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. I like to interact with you guys. It encourages me when you guys type something in the comment. Now, I'm going to ask you also to go ahead and share this video out because it doesn't cost anything. It's free. And if you're interested, you can go ahead and follow me over on my social media page. Over there, I tend to post more than I do on YouTube. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Again, it doesn't cost you anything to do so. So if you want, feel free to go. So all the links to those will be in the description box below. Also, I will have all the items linked in the description box below. Again, this may be different from what you wanted because I use a lot of scrap and a lot of what I have around my home. So you may have to click on a few more videos, but make sure you click on this one because this one I'm telling you straight up. I'm not bending no corner. I'm not going around no corner. I'm just telling you straight up. But it's a straightforward DIY, very easy. Anybody could do it. You don't need a brad nailer. You could actually use glue to glue the shiplap on the wall if you want to. I don't want to glue it on the wall because I guarantee you, within a year or so, knowing me, I'm going to be changing it again. Or you could use some nails. Don't use screw though. I mean, you could use screw, but then you'd have to wood fill it. So here we are. I am bringing the camera closer and see what I'm talking about. All those little details up top. Nothing fancy, but it wraps it up nice and clean. It makes the work look more clean and nice. So there you have it. That's all it is. Now there is a gap to the bottom of the mantle and the shiplap. I could have used some caulking to do so. I don't want to do so because that's going to be more work for me to clear it off when I'm done. And it looks fine anyway, so leave it. So here we are. Again, my thing is DIY and I use what I have already. So here we go. We have some ceiling paint left over. It goes on pink, and when it dry, it turns white. I've used the same ceiling paint to do my entertainment wall, and I had no problem with it. So I'm using it to prime the shiplap because I already have it on hand. Why would I go buy more primer and more stuff? No, we're using that as a primer. It's not gonna hurt the wood. It's not gonna do anything bad to the wood. It's just gonna make it easier when it's time to paint. Plus the paint that I'm using, it's paint and primer as one. So we're using that to get that raw wood, because that raw wood, I'm gonna tell you, it suck paint or take a lot of paint. So that's what I'm using, my ceiling paint left over to do that, to act as a primer for the paint. Did all of that, did it all. Once I was done, I leave it to dry, and voila, it'll already start drying before I even leave. So that's what it looked like. You could see where it start drying. See that? You could see some of those little white patches and stuff like that. That's where it start drying. So that's the first coat. I left that to dry. Went to work, came back home the next day again, did a little bit more, and then once it was done, I'm not going to show you that, but this is what it looks like when I finally use the white paint, and I use bare satin paint to do so. So I didn't have to show you. You guys know what painting is. I don't need to show you. You're going to be here forever. So this is what it looks like once I was done, and I somewhat style it. I didn't want too much things up there, so I put just, my little fangle dangles or my little vase and stuff up there. So that's what it looks like. Again, if you enjoy what you see here, go ahead and type me a comment. Don't forget to hit that subscription button, okay, and give this video a thumbs up. Now remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Until next time, be blessed.